Hello, this is going to be second map in the how-to position as support. So we're doing Bazaar. We're starting off with all the boring maps, so sorry, but might as well do them alphabetically. So Bazaar sucks, and the reason it sucks is because snipers and Victor and Leon and Frosty Grover and everything with all this insane amount of poke is like super good on this map. And as a support, your poke damage is garbage. Like supports cannot poke. Like either like Grover's literally amazing, and that's like because he can poke. That's one of his best qualities. So with that said, don't go low ground. Play high ground. High ground's good. Usually, what you're doing on these maps is you're gonna be following some backliner around, right? Like if you have a Victor and the Victor's going pew pew, you're gonna be right here. You're just gonna be like, "Oh, hi, Victor. Oh, heal tanks." Because then you're gonna get poked out. You're gonna get shot for 1200. You're gonna be like, "Oh, guess I can't play the game for a bit." You're gonna heal out of combat, or you're gonna get healed by your clones, or your passive, or your gourd. And you go, boop. Then you're gonna get shot by 8. This time you're gonna go, "Whoa, oh boy, that was fun." And you're gonna, you're gonna set up combat. You're gonna heal up. And you poke out. You're gonna get ulted, and then you're gonna die. Because one-shot mechanics are fun in this game. Just kidding. But despite all that, despite all these absurd sniper shenanigans, how do you want to play? So it is going to be on the high grounds next to one of your DPS. If you ever go low ground, yes, you can LOS their DPS easier, but it's sort of jumping, like, what do you say, out of the frying pan and into the fire. So you're going to be playing high ground. If you go here, the other team's tanks. Like if there's an R right here, then wait, there's a Ying down right here. You just go up, and then you're like, okay, now I have to leave. You have to go here, in which case you're getting LOS, and their tanks can literally just kill you. Not to mention if they have some sort of flank or any DPS that play low ground, or if their DPS ever take a high ground. It's so bad. This is your safe spot. This is your safe spot, and it's the same on the other side of the map, right? It's the exact same. You can play this corner. This spot's a bit easier because you have this tunnel to back into if you really want to. But usually DPS like to play left side for some reason. Doesn't matter too much. But yeah, it's just high ground. It's just high ground. And if you really need to push up, you can try to like LOS thing using this pillar and the big one in the middle. And you can like play this. You can play here if you really want to get cheeky. Just be aware that you can get shot from that angle if you play this corner. You can't see that angle, but your hitbox will stick out. And what it looks like from their side is something like this, right? So be really careful about standing right here. This is spooky, not safe. But yeah, generally you're just gonna be high ground. That's it. Just go to the high ground. If you want to get cheeky, I guess play around with bed. You can get really creative. You can do some jukes. You can, do some weird things. But like, no, it's not gonna. It's not great. For the defense, first choke on the defense. So first choke, it's not really like super clearly defined. The first choke can. By the way, some characters can jump through this window. Some characters can't. Like I don't think Grover can, but like Evie's tiny, so she can. You just have to time it right. It's a bit like you can't just jump in. Oh, I think maybe Eve's just small because you can't do that on a lot of characters. But anyhow, a lot of things can jump through this window. So cart can be like here to here, right? This is sort of that. This between these two spots, I'd consider that first choke. You pretty much have two options. You have two options. You can either play right here. This is risky, right? This is only if the cart is like right here. If the cart's like here, then playing here is like really risky because like all of a sudden there's nothing that really stops. The only thing that stops them from just running at you and just like jumping up here, right, is your main tank investing the cart right there, and that's sort of making space for you. This is risky. You generally want to be playing pretty far back so you can like dip inside one of either the gate or a tunnel right here. It's generally risky. Do this like if you really sure about it, you can sort of LOS the high ground, but like it's very exposed, but it's a good spot to heal from. Second spot is going to be pretty much this side of the map. If you can play up here, and this is cheeky. You can like push up to here and spam down there if you like a Grover or a Domba or something. But generally, the safe spot is going to be this corner right here, right here. and that's because this entire side of the map, right? All this right here is super important. This actually controls like the cart push. So controlling it controls the cart push. Controlling the cart, yay, more points. So that's important. And then usually you'll have tank here, tank somewhere around there. It's a good spot to heal both your tanks. You can contribute to this fight in this room a lot. And if the cart's, even if the cart's over there, you can still heal. You can still heal people over there. You can heal people over here. It's pretty good. It's not great to back up from. Like you can back up to that box, but in this room and this side of the map is usually going to be your best bet. Just this map depends a lot on where their sniper is, right? If their sniper is like trying to peek you from main, then yeah, you might want to like back up or like just because I say like this corner is the best doesn't mean like this like if I say stand here, I don't mean like glue yourself to the ground, right? I mean like you can play here, you can play here, you can play back here if you really want to LOS something, I don't know, but that's pretty much the first choke. So second choke, all the way back here. So, is like this is anywhere from like this. It's just this corner, this last little bend right here. There's a few scary things about this cart, or about this push, right? And it's that gate right there, and then there's snipers in like main, and that's really what you gotta worry about. So generally, you're gonna be playing either in spawn, straight up, like just in spawn, right? You can peek the sniper, push out, heal something, back into spawn. Oh shoot! Oh, there's your fun for the day. The snipers are here. You know, poke out, heal something, shoot something once, take 1800 damage back into spawn. Spawn heals in burst, by the way, so like you can't just like dip at the spawn and heal up to full. Like you have to like wait for one burst, probably wait for 2 bursts, and then push up. So spawn's weird sometimes. You can play in spawn. You can also play around this tree if you really want. It's a bit risky. Like why would you play here when you have your spawn door? You can play in this box if you really want. It's a bit farther back. You can't really contribute much to the fight aside from healing, but it's okay. Generally, as a support, though, you're going to be playing this corner right here. This is like a Grover sort of spot because you can spam out there. You can play this corner if they start being over, you know, peeking the gate. Again, it's got the same issue as the mid fight where like you're very accessible, right? If they push around here, then you're like, oh god, then you gotta like use your movement and back over to spawn. So generally in spawn by the tree here or by this box, and then sometimes over there. You don't really want to push past, because like if you're playing like over here, or I don't know why you'd play over here, but like it's risky out in the open. You can get ran at. Snipers will outpoke you. Victor will outpoke you. Leon will hit a Q on you, and then you have to like hide for the next 10 seconds, and it's no fun. So that's not great. So basically, like you have 2 spots. Like you have 3. You're gonna play here, you're gonna play here, and you're gonna play in spawn. There used to be a command in this game called switch level, where you can go to shooting range and do /switch level, like just /pause in the scrims, which you can do. I think that works. There's like a way to pause custom games where you can is this right here? You can unpause it and all that fun stuff. But yeah, there's a command called switch level where I mean it's kind of self-explanatory, right? Like you would switch the levels around, and you could literally go see every map, which was really nice because you used to like be able to practice jumps and all that stuff. Like I remember, like I just open up, go into shooting range, type in switch level to Bright Marsh, and then just do like lip jumps for 10-15 minutes. But I never really did get the lip jump down, but I don't need to very often as a support. That's a separate thing that I'll probably bring up in the next one, because the next one is Bright Marsh, and Bright Marsh is actually a fun map, even though it's going out of ranked rotation next patch, which kind of sucks. But anyhow, for the push, yay, we just capped. Good job, team. Let's push. So pushing cart is really spooky because usually there's like people set up in these windows in this balcony. So generally pushing cart is like fine. If you do end up pushing cart, try to hug this wall, because then they have to like really over peek to shoot you, and hopefully your DPS who are probably over there can punish them. But if your main tank takes the cart from you, which you hope they do, you're probably going to be playing this area, right? Because you still want to be able to heal your main tank, and maybe you have some people playing over here. But like I said earlier, the area. Oh, I don't know if you guys had the Windows error, but that was strange. This whole area over here, this is the important bit, and it happened again. I think my cursor's just acting weird because I have 2 clients open. What's the cart doing? You guys notice like the captured point? Like I'm moving my mouse like up, like what is that? Oh, it's because I'm looking directly away from it. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Anyhow, so so this whole area is like the important bit. So your team's probably gonna be pushing it, so you help your team push it. So, but however, you do not want to peek the no fun DPS people who are in main. So you're playing this corner. Oh, 1800 in spawn. All right, back behind your wall. So yeah, you're gonna be following your team, not pushing past this corner. You can peek for a little bit, but generally you don't really have to. Just do your thing. If you're Grover, you can poke. If you're literally anything else, then no poking for you. So yeah, play this corner. You can play in here if you really want to like push your team really hard, right? Playing this corner is okay if you're pushed up enough. Generally, again, it's this side of the map, and how far you are kind of depends on where your team is and where the card is and where the other team is, right? If they're still over here, then I wouldn't really. It's like you start from over here. It's kind of difficult to like walk up here, right? Like you can maybe use like 1 cooldown to get to here, but then like you're gonna have to take a while, right? So it's like it just depends on your judgment, but generally this is the side of the map that you want to play on, and it's the side of the map that you want to stay on for the last choke. So again, last choke is anywhere between this bend and like the end of the hill. So you don't really have an option here. There's only one place you can be, and that's straight up in main. You could play in here, but like you can't heal the people in main then, and then you're also vulnerable to being flanked. So yeah, you're just playing in main. The only exception would be if you have like a sniper playing here, and they have like a flank, and you really want to help protect. Wait, I guess I'm in my spawn. And you really want to protect your sniper, and they're gonna come around through that gate there. You can play like maybe play this corner and like just be ready to help them. That's an option, but generally you're just playing in main. You know, LOSing the no fun characters. You can play this box if you want. If you like hug this wall, there's like a corner here, and you can heal people in main. You can push up aggressively if you want. You can, I mean, if you really want, you can push up here if your team's making space. Ideally, like usually, you're just gonna stand main, right? You're just gonna stand main because you really have nowhere else to go. So it's just using corners smartly, and knowing your angles and knowing where the other DPS is. If you really want to be smart about it, so that room directly across from me right here, this is called magic because I don't know, it looks magical. My team just went over this map once and was like, alright, we do not have calls for this map, let's make some. So, house, tunnel, magic. So ideally, if you're playing a main, you're like, oh, I have time, you can go, and you can get to like this sort of area. This is safer, because you still have your LOS to play with, right? You can still dance around the corners. But it's very difficult for them to get to you, because usually you're going to have tanks who are like sitting in front, right here, contesting the cart. But then the scary thing about main is that people can drop off from spawn. Okay, because right here is called balcony, so I'm not really sure what this place is called. Anyhow, that spawn door. If I just say that spawn door, you know, people will probably understand what I say. So if you're pushing this cart, right, you're LOSing things. The only way you die, one of the DPS makes like a really dumb rotation and doesn't get punished for it, and you like mess up and get out of the way too late, or don't have cooldowns, or already low or something, or a flank just comes out of spawn and there you are, right? That's the other option. So you got to be careful of this LOS first of all. That's why playing this corner is kind of okay, because you can dance around it and you can still peek main and you can control who's seeing you. But if you can manage, let's say you can Grover Vine, or you can maybe queue up a Ying teleport, like put a clone there, wait for your cooldown, come back, TP there, put another clone in magic, and then TP to it. It might be safer, depending on the situation, but if you can actually get to here, it means that you can't be flanked from people coming out of spawn, and it's still good LOS on just about everything. And that's Ascension. Or not Ascension, sorry. It's Bazaar. This map like sucks. It's not a very well designed map. Any map where like here, I'll see if I can. Any map where both you guys know what Ascension looks like, or Bazaar looks like. Any map where both sides are the same and it's symmetrical like this just sucks, because then it's not a question of which side is our team best on? It's where do we think the other team is going to end up? And like, both sides play exactly the same. The only difference is that sometimes snipers will play like back there, and they can see this, and that's it. That's the difference between the sides. It sucks. Play the corners, play the high grounds. Don't try not to drop if you need to. You can back up if you really want to. When you're pushing, try to take this side. If you're defending, you can play there. Usually gonna be playing again somewhere on this side. This side is like super important. If you're pushing, play in mid. If you're defending, you can either play like, oh, I'm in. I heard that really clearly, so I guess is the Mave here? Oh, there's the Mave. Look, it's me. Anyhow, I'm not gonna try not to use abilities, but jeez, these characters are loud. So if you're defending, you're either playing here, you're playing in spawn, you're playing behind the box, or behind the tree, or you're playing behind the box. And that's really it. Like, this map is super oppressive just because of the characters that it's good on. Like, if it was like super close range stuff and you're on the mid fight, then yeah, you can walk up a little bit. You can like, if you're gonna play, if they have like no poke, let's say that, I don't know, BK Zen. BK Zen has no poke. Just like walk up. Like, you only just sit here for free. You're just like, okay, I'm just gonna chill. Usually it's still good to play around corners, but no, the other team always has a sniper or a victor because it's Bazaar and those things are good. So play your corners, and that's really it. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next one.